This is Magical Bedtime Adventures, 25 Sleep Stories for Kids. Written by Yash and performed by Yash. Story 1. The Little Bear Who Borrowed the Moon's Glow. In a cozy little den, tucked deep inside the whispering woods, lived a little bear named Barnaby. Barnaby was a wonderful little bear in almost every way. He had fluffy, cinnamon-brown fur, a cute button nose that was excellent at sniffing out berries, and paws that were perfect for climbing the sturdiest of oak trees. He gave the best hugs, and his mother often said his laughter sounded like bubbling honey. But Barnaby had a secret, a big, shadowy secret. He was afraid of the dark. It wasn't the cozy, sleepy dark of his den that scared him. That dark was warm and smelled of pine needles and his mother's love. It was the other dark, the vast, deep dark of the forest at night. When the sun would dip below the hills, painting the sky in orange and purple, a shiver would run down Barnaby's spine. The friendly shapes of the trees would turn into long, spooky figures with reaching arms, and every rustle of the leaves sounded like the footsteps of something mysterious. This fear was a problem because the most delicious treats in the entire forest, the sweet, shimmering honey clovers, only opened their petals under the light of the moon. All the other bears would venture out in the cool night air, their dark fur making them almost invisible, to feast on the sweet nectar. Barnaby would just stay in his den, peering out the entrance, his tummy rumbling as he imagined the taste of the honey clovers. One evening, as his grandfather was tucking him into his bed of soft moss, Barnaby asked, "Grandpa, were you ever afraid of the dark?" His grandfather, a big, wise bear with kind eyes, chuckled softly. "Oh, of course, little one. Every bear has a little fear they must learn to be bigger than. But I learned a secret. The moon, you see, is the kindest light in the entire sky. It is patient and gentle, and it watches over all the forest creatures. The old stories say that if you are brave enough to ask, the moon might just share a piece of its beautiful glow with you." Barnaby's eyes grew wide. Share its glow? Could the moon really do that? The thought was like a tiny seed of courage planting itself in his heart. That night, as he lay in his bed listening to the crickets sing, he made a big decision. He was tired of being afraid. He was tired of missing out on honey clovers. He was going to ask the moon for help. To do that, he knew he had to go to the one place in the forest where you could almost touch the sky. Crystal Peak. The next evening, Barnaby waited until his mother and father were sound asleep. His heart was beating like a drum against his ribs. He took a deep breath, picturing the sweet honey clovers in his mind. He tiptoed out of the den and into the night. The air was cool, and the world was painted in shades of silver and black. His journey started in the heart of the whispering woods. Here, the ancient trees grew so close together that their branches tangled overhead, blocking out most of the moonlight. The wind would weave through their leaves, making soft, spooky sounds. "Who are you?" the wind seemed to whisper. "Where are you going?" Barnaby's fur stood on end. He wanted to turn and run back to his warm den. But then he remembered his grandfather's words. He had to be bigger than his fear. "I'm Barnaby," he whispered back, his voice trembling just a little. "And I'm going to Crystal Peak." Just then, a pair of large, round eyes blinked open on a branch above him. It was Professor Hoot, the wisest owl in the forest. "Crystal Peak is a long journey for a little bear in the dark," the owl said in a gentle voice. "I know," said Barnaby, "but I have to try."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?